Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Top 10 Songs. I feel like I've been spending this entire week saying, welcome to another edition of this, another edition of that. You see, when Pete takes vacation, he doesn't go sit on the beach somewhere sipping Mai Tais. He doesn't go in his backyard and pull out the hammock and just kind of read a book with the breeze. No. What Mr. Pardo does is he brings you guys lots of content here on the YouTube channel because there's still so many bands to talk about. I've had a couple comments from people over the last few weeks. It's like, Pete, you're talking about these obscure bands. You must have run out of ideas. You must have run out of bands to talk about. Not at all. Not at all. Not even close. My to-do list is still enormous. And every time I go and I scratch like 3 or 4 names off the list, 5 get put on, right? So there's never a shortage of bands because I own so many damn CDs of so many albums. I have so many bands that I like that we could be doing this forever. So, and we're going to do this forever. So more ranking the album shows, more top 10 song shows, lots of rants coming, interviews, all sorts of stuff happening this week. So stay tuned for everything. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Loudness. Japanese heavy metal legends. Listened to them quite a lot during the 80s and the very early part of the 90s. I will admit I've been kind of away from Loudness's music, especially, they've got like 30 albums or more. So there's a ton I haven't heard from, like the 93-ish and on, mid-90s and on. And they haven't released any albums here in North America in quite a long time. So everything is basically just available on expensive imports if you can get them. But I listened to this band a lot during the 80s and into the early 90s. Dig them a lot. Unfortunately, I haven't replaced most of those albums. I had a lot of their albums I had a lot of their LPs back in the day. All the early stuff. I had all the early Japanese ones and all the other U.S. released ones. I had a couple on cassette. I only replaced a couple on CD. So it was actually good to go and re-listen to a bunch of these albums again and try and figure out what some of my favorite songs have always been. I knew I had some right off the top of my head. They're going to kind of come from a handful of albums for the most part, but I do have some honorable mentions. So let's kickstart this list. Why don't we? Going to go number 10 is going to go from an album from 1992. It's the album called Loudness, self-titled album, Loudness. Really heavy album. Now, this album they've got, I believe, was the former lead singer from Easy-O was at the vocal helm here on this album. Really heavy album. The song is called Waking the Dead. This is a pretty damn heavy album for 92. Kind of reminds me a little bit of some of the stuff like Pantera was doing at the time. So they moved away from this more commercial metal thing they were doing later on in the 80s. So, they were pumping out a lot of albums, really good accessible albums, but, not as heavy as the really early stuff. And then all of a sudden they decided to get back to that really, really heavy stuff with some absolutely blitzkrieg guitar playing from Akira Takasaki and just inhuman riffing, just really heavy album. Waking the Dead is just an absolute riff monster with a stunning solo. With this band, for me anyway, it's all about Akira. That made these guys must listen to metal, right? So Waking the Dead from Loudness, 1992, comes in at number 9. Coming in at number 8, sorry. Coming in at number 9, we're going to go to the Hurricane Eyes album from 1987 for a song called SDI. SDI, kick-ass album. Again, killer riff, love the vocals. They got kind of like on the chorus, the little gang vocal type thing, and Minoru's doing an excellent job on vocals on this particular album. Here you got, what do we got here? Minoru Nihara on vocals, Masayoshi Yamashita on bass, Akira Takasaki on guitar, and Munetaka Higuchi on drums. That's basically the classic lineup of the band. So SDI coming at number 9. Coming in at number 8, Rock and Roll Crazy Nights. Oops, wrong side. You are the hero tonight. This is the first song a lot of us Americans heard, for the first time. That album came out in 1985, and that made a lot of us go back and purchase some of their earlier Japanese albums. This was their first, big album release here in North America. English vocals. They had a couple English vocals on the album before, but mostly all Japanese lyrics here. They're doing it for the first time. You can tell, right? Big accent, having a hard time kind of doing the, English pronunciations. But the music kicked ass, and we didn't care. We were just like, you know what? It's for us. Having a Japanese heavy metal band was a totally cool thing. Crazy Nights, cool anthem, great solo. Akira all of a sudden becomes a guitar hero. Love Crazy Nights, Thunder in the East. From Lightning Strikes, 1986, coming at number 7, Shadows of War. Another great kick-ass heavy metal anthem. Those couple albums, Thunder in the East, Lightning Strikes, Hurricane Eyes, did good business here. A lot of really great tunes on those, and I know myself and my friends, we listened to those songs a lot, those albums a lot. Shadows of War, great song from Lightning Strikes. Coming at number 6, from Disillusion. What year was Disillusion? Oh my God, I did not write it down. Was that 84, 83, something like that? I think 84. I think that came out a year before Thunder in the East. Song called Dream Fantasy. Great galloping rhythms on that, chugging riffs. Even though it's in Japanese, it's still pretty damn catchy. And that's a very cool thing. So Dream Fantasy from Disillusion, coming at number 6. Coming in at number 5, we're going to go back to Thunder in the East for a little Clockwork Toy. All right, which was the track number 7 on this particular album. So a lot of good songs on this album. Clockwork Toy, again, kind of accessible, but still pretty heavy. Most of this album is definitely geared towards the ears of North American listeners, and we were listening. So Clockwork Toy coming at number 5. Coming at number 4, back to Hurricane Eyes. This lonely heart, this lonely night. Love This Lonely Heart. Was that released as a single? Might have been. Pretty accessible tune. Lots of hooks. I think they had a video for it. Great guitar work. My God, face-melting riffage on this tune. Even though there's a real catchy poppy chorus, man, Akira's just like shredding balls, man. Just love it. So that's number 4. Coming at number 3, from Lightning Strikes. How about 1,000 Eyes? Right? Love those mountains of riffs, man. Those pummeling drums. It's a driving song. This is like a drive in your vehicle with the moonroof open, let the windows down, and man, just let those waves of guitars go leveling everything in your path, right? 1,000 Eyes, Lightning Strikes, coming at number 3. Coming in at number 2, also from Lightning Strikes. I really dig Lightning Strikes, really good album. Might be my favorite album by them. How about Dark Desire? Jesus. That those riffs are just like, you ever like, they talk about, people talk all the time about some of the fastest guitar players on the planet. And I think that Akira never really got any credit for being one of those guys. He was never all about it, but if you go here on YouTube and watch some like kind of classic footage of Loudness, either recent or back in the 80s or 90s, man, and you watch this guy firing off those riffs and solos, man, and then just wrangling that whammy bar. This guy could absolutely shred with the best of them. Lightning licks. Just absolutely scorching stuff. Dark Desire for me, that's my number 2. My number 1 is back to the Thunder in the East album, which is We Could Be Together. Just amazing. And in fact, I think the riff to We Could Be Together, which also has a great chorus, really hook-laden chorus, it's kind of like a Tale of Two Cities, right? You got this just absolutely shredding, molten metal extravaganza riffage opening up the song, and then the chorus is kind of poppy, really nice, and then back to the riff, great. I think that and Dark Desire, very similar. Kind of the approach of both songs are really similar. That's probably why I like them both so much. So there you have it. So We Could Be Together from Thunder in the East, coming in at number 1. How about some honorable mentions, right? So from the Birthday Eve, how about the song Loudness, right? All in Japanese, but who cares? Street Woman, killer song, heavy. To Be Demon, another fantastic, heavy song. The production on those first couple albums are pretty bad. The Birthday Eve, The Law of Devil's Land, Devil Soldier, not the best produced albums in the world, but songs are really good. From Law of Devil's Land, how about In the Mirror, kick ass. Show Me the Way, title track, What else we got? Black Wall, also excellent. From Devil Soldier, the song Girl, really good. Hard working, title track Devil Soldier. From Thunder in the East, how about Heavy Chains? That was originally in my top 10. It got booted out for something else. Love Heavy Chains. From Lightning Strikes, little Let It Go. Let It Go's pretty damn catchy. I dug that quite a bit. I kind of wanted that to be in my top 10, but you know what? There are better songs, but that's a really catchy tune. Should have been a huge hit for the band. What else? Black Star Oblivion. Another great heavy song. That was also in my top 10. Got booted out because this list changed constantly. From Disillusion, all right, that was the album that really got a lot of us, a lot of people other than here, taking notice of this band, and then they came out with Thunder in the East. But from Disillusion, Crazy Doctor is awesome. Esper is awesome. I really wanted Esper to be in my top 10. Revelation, Satisfaction Guaranteed, another really great song with a killer riff. And it's funny because Satisfaction Guaranteed has this really kind of like American-style 80s metal riff and a little bit different from the rest of the album. So like that song a lot. From Hurricane Eyes, you got the real catchy, kind of poppy, kind of hair metal-y, Rock and Roll Gypsy, Strike of the Sword. All right, Rock and Roll Gypsy could have been a hit. That's another one. Really accessible. From Soldier of Fortune, how about the title track, Soldier of Fortune? You Shook Me is great. Faces in the Fire, another cool tune. Also from the self-titled Loudness album, Slaughterhouse. Brutal. Heavy. Racing the Wind. Hell Bites. Twisted. Firestorm. It's such a heavy album. If you haven't heard Loudness, self-titled Loudness, go check it out, man. Killer. And from Ghetto Machine, how about Love and Hate? Another great, heavy album. A lot of good grooves on Ghetto Machine. And then San Francisco is another really cool tune. So, there's probably a ton more, but there's so many albums, and a lot of them I haven't even heard. So, there you have it. We Could Be Together coming at number 1. Dark Desire, number 2. 1,000 Eyes, number 3. Number 4, This Lonely Heart. Number 5, Clockwork Toy. Number 6, Dream Fantasy. Number 7, Shadows of War. Number 8, Crazy Nights. Number 9, SDI. And number 10, Waking the Dead. There you have it. My 10 favorite tracks from Loudness. Really cool band. Wish more of their stuff was available over here, So many albums, my God. Curious to see what you guys think. What are your 10 favorite Loudness tracks? So put them in the comments and feedback below. Curious to see what everybody's lists look like. Remember, there's no right or wrong answer here. Everybody hears these songs differently. We all have our favorites, so it's the way it should be. So visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Remember, if you like what you see here on the channel, please help us out. You got the Ko-Fi link in the video description below. Click on that to buy us a coffee, a tea, a pint of beer, a CD, a magazine, a yacht, whatever you want. It's all up to you what you want to contribute if you can. We've also got the link to our merchandise page where you can buy one of these fantastic t-shirts, or we have a new design as well. You can get a hoodie, you can get a hat, you can get a cap, you can get a mug, sticker, put on your face, on your whatever. So we got all sorts of stuff. And of course, click on our website and go look at almost 20 years worth of reviews, album reviews, 22,000 of them. Reviews and interviews and editorials and, man, all sorts of stuff. So check it all out. So thanks, everybody, for some love of Loudness here, and we'll see you real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.